Okay, so we've gotten a ton of articles from you about this OpenAI developer conference, all in Hebrew. And, I get it. It got kind of buried under all the holiday news.
Yeah, it did seem like kind of a quiet earthquake in a way.
Totally, because this wasn't about, some flashy new app or anything. This was about the stuff that's actually going to, build the AI-powered future we keep hearing about.
Yeah, you're right. This Dev Day was different. It wasn't about OpenAI launching some big consumer product. It was about them, it was like they shifted gears to focus on giving developers the tools to actually bake AI into everything, not just serve it up prepackaged.
Okay, I like that analogy. But now I need to know more about these ingredients they're giving out. You sent over stuff about 4 big announcements: real-time API, vision fine-tuning for GPT-4o, prompt caching, and then there was model distillation. Where do we even start with all this?
Let's start with real-time API because, everyone's experienced this. Think about those robotic customer service AI voices.
Oh, God. The ones where you just end up yelling representative into the phone, hoping to get a human being on the line.
Exactly. Those super unnatural, clunky, robotic voices. Well, real-time API changes all that.
Wait, really? Tell me they figured out how to make AI sound less, robotic.
They have. With real-time API, we're talking shockingly natural-sounding AI voices, almost indistinguishable from a human. Smooth, no more weird pauses or inflections.
Hold on, seriously, I thought that was years away. How did they manage to pull that off?
It's definitely a big leap technologically. Basically, before this, generating realistic-sounding AI speech was a really clunky process. Multiple steps, lots of back and forth. But now, with real-time API, it all happens seamlessly within a single API call.
Wow. Okay, so now I'm imagining language learning apps, for example. Instead of practicing with a computer voice, it's like you'd actually have a conversation partner in your pocket.
Right. And it's already being used in really interesting ways. Like you sent over that article about Healthify, the health and fitness app.
Yeah, they're using it for their virtual trainer, right? Which is pretty cool, I guess.
It's more than cool. It's like having a workout buddy who can actually give you encouragement in a voice that doesn't make you cringe. That's real-time API at work. And then there's Speak, the language learning app. They're using it to create these incredibly immersive practice sessions. It's amazing.
Okay, so we've gone from robotic monotone to workout buddy and language partner. What's next on the mind-blowing AI list?
Get ready for vision fine-tuning for GPT-4o. Remember when AI could barely recognize a cat in a picture?
And now they're writing sonnets about them, right? It's a wild time to be alive.
It's wild, but this is even wilder. Now we're talking about training GPT-4o to understand images with this insane level of nuance. Not just oh, that's an apple, but understanding the difference between a Granny Smith and a Honeycrisp.
Okay, wait, hold up. Back up for a sec. How does fine-tuning even work? Is it like teaching it with flashcards? This is an apple, this is a pear.
Think of it like this. Imagine you take a general-purpose AI and, you send it to culinary school. It knows some stuff already, but fine-tuning is like giving it specialized knowledge so that it becomes like a master chef that can, not only identify ingredients, but understand their history, how to prepare them, everything.
So it's not just, I see an apple. It's, that apple is perfect for a pie, and here are 3 award-winning recipes.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is, this isn't just theoretical. You send over some really cool real-world examples of this. Grab the ride-sharing company. They're already using this vision fine-tuning to improve their mapping.
Oh, yeah. Their AI is getting crazy good at spotting things like potholes in construction in real time.
Yeah, and then one of those articles mentioned Automat, the company that makes business bots,
Yeah, they use it to, supercharge their business bots or something.
Exactly. And it worked. Their success rate has gone way up, which just shows you how powerful this fine-tuning can be. And then there's CoFrame.
Don't tell me they're using it to build, user interfaces or something.
They are. They basically have an AI design assistant now.
It really is kind of mind-blowing how fast this technology is moving. I can't even keep up.
I know. It's incredible. And this is just the beginning. Imagine a world where AI can look at a sketch on a napkin and turn it into a functional app interface, or analyze a photograph and tell you its entire historical context. The possibilities are kind of endless.
Okay, now that is some serious future stuff right there. But before we go too far down that rabbit hole, let's talk about the next big announcement. Prompt caching. I will admit this one was a little bit over my head.
I know, it sounds kind of technical, but it's actually a really simple idea. Imagine if every time you clicked a button on your computer, it had to relearn what that button did.
Oh my God, I would lose my mind. My computer can barely handle opening 10 tabs at once.
Right. It would be so slow and inefficient.
I'd probably throw my computer out the window. So is prompt caching like, what, giving the AI a memory boost so it doesn't have to relearn everything from scratch every time?
Exactly. It basically stores the results of these complex tasks so it doesn't have to start from zero every single time.
So like if I'm building a chatbot, for example, instead of making me repeat myself constantly, it actually remembers what we talked about 2 minutes ago.
Exactly. It just makes everything faster, cheaper, and more efficient.
Less time for the AI to think, more time for us to be amazed by what it can do. What's not to love about that? Okay, this prompt caching thing, I'll be honest, my brain's still doing backflips trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I guess what I'm getting is it's like the difference between having a conversation with someone who's actually listening to you and someone who like every 5 seconds is like, wait, what are we talking about again?
That's a really good way to put it. And it really gets at this like fundamental shift in how we think about AI, right? It's not just about raw processing power anymore. It's about intelligence that can actually build on itself. AI that learns and remembers.
So it's becoming more, I don't know, human is maybe the wrong word, but
yeah. No, I think that's fair. It's moving away from just spitting out answers based on some algorithm and more towards actually understanding the flow of information.
Right. Okay, so how does this actually play out, like, in the real world?
Well, think about something like a search engine.
Okay, yeah.
Right now, they're pretty good at matching keywords. But imagine a search engine that actually understands what you're looking for based on all your past searches, all your past behavior, and then it uses that to give you even better, more refined results.
Hold on. Is this how I finally get rid of those holiday recipes from last year that pop up every time I type in pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
Because my family is sick of me making that same pumpkin pie.
Maybe. But jokes aside, you're right. That's the kind of subtle understanding we're talking about with prompt caching. Anticipating needs, personalizing experiences. This is stuff that used to be pure sci-fi.
It's kind of freaky, honestly, if I think about it too much, but also amazing. Okay, so while we're still kind of geeking out over here, let's talk about this mitral distillation thing, because, I mean, that sounds like something straight out of Star Trek.
It does, right. But it's actually, like most things with AI, once you break it down, a pretty straightforward concept. Okay, so imagine you've got this, like, amazing chef, right? And they make these crazy, elaborate meals with, like, ingredients you can't even pronounce.
I'm already hungry. But we're not about to turn this into a food podcast, are we?
No, I'm getting there. But imagine if you tried to recreate those dishes in your own kitchen.
Oh, it would be a disaster.
Total disaster. You probably don't have the right tools, the skills, and you definitely don't have whatever those crazy ingredients are.
Right.
That's kind of the problem we have with a lot of these advanced AI models.
Okay, so they're like the gourmet meals. Incredible, but good luck making that at home.
Exactly. Model distillation is kind of like taking those complex recipes from that amazing chef and distilling them down into something that you could actually make in your own kitchen.
You might not get the Michelin star presentation, but it's still edible.
And way more practical for every day.
So instead of needing, like, a supercomputer to run the latest AI, you could do it on your laptop.
Exactly.
Or even your phone, eventually. I mean, that's crazy when you think about it.
It is, and it has huge implications because think about it. Any developer, no matter how much money they have, what kind of resources, they could build applications that use this really advanced AI.
Okay, so that's cool and all, but we're talking about developers at a developer conference. What does this actually mean for, like, normal people? Am I going to be carrying around a pocket supercomputer anytime soon?
Well, not tomorrow. But think about it. The apps you use on your phone every day, right?
Yeah.
They use AI already. Voice assistants, translation apps, even those filters you use, that's all AI.
Oh, yeah, true.
Model distillation means those apps could become way more powerful, way more responsive, all without, killing your battery in 5 minutes or needing to be connected to the internet 24/7.
So faster, smarter, more efficient AI, all thanks to this model distillation thing.
It's the ultimate upgrade for our AI-powered world.
It really is. Okay, so we've covered these big announcements. It feels like there's this bigger picture here, this idea of AI for everyone. It sounds great in theory, but I think it's still kind of abstract.
It's a big idea, for sure, and it's still early days, right? But
where do we actually go from here?
That's the million-dollar question. And I think what's interesting is, you see this trend not just with OpenAI, but with a lot of companies in the tech world. This move towards decentralization, towards making tech more open, more accessible.
More about collaboration.
Exactly.
Right? Like they're saying, we don't have all the answers, but maybe together we can actually figure this thing out.
It's exciting. And a little bit scary, right?
Yeah, but mostly exciting. Okay, so we've talked about the what, these cool new AI tools. But I think it's time to talk about the so what, because we keep hearing about this idea of AI for everyone.
Right.
And it sounds great, don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of abstract, What does it actually look like? Where do we go from here?
Well, I think the exciting thing is, we can start to see the possibilities in all these different fields. Take healthcare, for example.
Okay, yeah, healthcare.
Imagine a world where AI helps doctors diagnose diseases way earlier, where they can personalize treatment plans for, every single patient. Even discover new cures. I mean, come on.
Okay, but are we talking about robot doctors here? Because I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I'm ready to trade in my annual checkup for a motherboard inspection.
No. It's not about replacing doctors. It's about, giving them superpowers.
Okay, superpowers. I like it.
Right. So imagine an AI assistant that can just blow through all of this medical data, research papers, all this stuff that takes humans years to go through, and it can pinpoint these patterns that nobody else sees, things that could lead to these huge breakthroughs.
There's an AI detective that teams up with the doctor and helps them, crack the case of what's going on.
Exactly. And remember we were talking about model distillation.
Yeah.
That means you could have these super powerful AI tools on devices that doctors can take anywhere, even to places without reliable internet or the most high-tech equipment.
Oh, that's huge.
Right. It could change everything. And that's just healthcare. We haven't even talked about education.
Oh, right. AI teachers, personalized learning, all that. I think one of those articles mentioned something about that, right?
Yeah. So imagine every student, no matter where they come from, how they learn best, they've got this AI tutor that adapts to them, gives them instant feedback, makes learning actually fun. I mean, it could completely change education as we know it.
It's funny, right? For a species that's obsessed with AI taking over the world, we seem to have a lot of fantasies about it, like helping us with our homework.
It's because we are, deep down, a species that wants to learn. But it's not just the students, right? Think about the teachers, all the time they could save if AI was grading essays, organizing lesson plans, all that stuff that just sucks up their time. It frees them up to actually, teach.
Okay, now you're talking. Less paperwork, more actual teaching and inspiring kids.
Yeah.
I am here for that. But we can't just talk about all this, amazing future stuff without talking about, the planet. Right?
Of course.
Because what's the point of all this if we don't have a planet to live on?
Right. It has to be sustainable. And this is another place where AI can be really powerful, imagine using AI to track deforestation, pollution levels, optimize energy consumption, even design new materials that are way more sustainable than what we have now.
So it's like having an AI guardian angel looking out for the planet. I'm into it. But okay, let's be real for a sec. This all sounds amazing. But how do we make it happen?
Yeah.
Because it's going to take a lot more than, cool tools and some big dreams.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It's going to take collaboration and innovation and, frankly, a lot of really hard work from a lot of really smart people.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this whole thing that OpenAI is doing, this focus on building this global AI community, is so important. By bringing together not just developers, but researchers, policymakers, everyone.
It takes a village, right?
It really does. If we want to use AI to actually make a better future, that's how we're going to do it, together.
So that's what gives me hope. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about the people who are using it, the ones who are actually out there trying to build that better future.
Exactly. And I think that's why this whole developer conference, even though it seemed quiet, it felt different, It wasn't just a bunch of tech people talking about lines of code. It felt like, I don't know, the start of something new, like a movement or something.
And that's what I love about this show.
What's that?
We get to take all this stuff, all these big abstract tech events, all these announcements, and figure out what it actually means for our lives, for the future. Right. Who knew a developer conference could be so inspiring?
Well, and a little bit scary.
Yeah, always. The future's always a little bit of both, right?
It's true. A little bit unknown, a little bit unwritten. But I think with every new tool we get, with every new discovery, we get a little bit closer to understanding what's possible.
Beautifully said. And on that note of hopeful curiosity, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into OpenAI's Dev Day. We covered it all. Robotic voices, AI chefs, AI teachers, even AI guardian angels for the planet.
It's been quite a ride.
It has. Who knows what incredible AI-powered creations will be unpacking, I guess.
Unpacking. I like it.
In the years to come. But until then, thanks for joining us on this episode of The Deep Dive. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those big, important questions. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.